What's up, guys? Welcome to the Educated Barfly. It's been a long time since I've actually started a video that way, but I thought that since we're doing a redo, kind of a redo or an update of a video that we did 5 years ago, I might as well start this video with the same stuff that I would say 5 years ago. Today we're gonna be doing Workhorse Bottles. I thought it'd be nice to take a break from cocktails and talk about bottles that you should have in your collection to make cocktails. Well, I should really say everyday bottles that you should have in your collection to make cocktails. These are bottles that are easily replaceable, not too hard on the wallet, and something that you can find in most places. They're pretty widely available. There's a little, kind of disclaimer that I have to put on that widely available thing. Spirits are very regional products. And as a result, some of you guys in Europe are not going to be able to find these, or they're going to be horrendously expensive. Some of them are going to be available to you. Some of them are going to be less available to you. These are really the things that are available to me in my region of California, which we are very blessed in having a state that doesn't have many super restrictive laws on what you can buy. It's not a control state. And we have, we basically import a lot of stuff from all over the world. So we're very lucky. If you are not in one of those states, you can usually online order if your state allows it or your country allows it. Just, take this kind of with a grain of salt. These are spirits that are not gonna break the bank. By and large, you're not gonna be spending 75, 80 bucks on these bottles. These are spirits that are versatile enough to use in cocktails, but then also good enough to sip on their own. We have been using Geology for a while now, and the reason is they've won 41 awards from Men's Health to Hypebeast, Birdie, Esquire, Ask Men, and Oprah Daily Grooming Awards. Taking care of your skin as a man has not always been the norm, but it should be. We do have skin too, and as we're getting older and maybe not having the best of habits, it gives us an easy way to make ourselves feel good, look good, and keep our skin healthy. Geology's products are built around a handful of powerful, proven ingredients that have been trusted by dermatologists for decades, and they have over 10,000 five-star reviews to prove it. They give you routines that are tailored to your needs, and using their products is easy. Don't waste your time trying endless other products. Geology has distilled skincare down to the essentials with dermatologist-approved ingredients. Geology prides itself on efficacy. It isn't just about looking and feeling good, it's about delivering real results. They have everything from hair and body wash to moisturizing body cream, and one of my favorites, the under eye cream. So whether you want to fight acne, reduce oiliness, prevent wrinkles or dark circles under your eyes, or you just need a great aluminum-free deodorant, Geology has everything you need. Right now, for a limited time, they're hooking you up with an absolutely insane offer. Use my code BARFLY70 and they will give you an exclusive 70% off their award-winning skincare trial set. So that's only 12 bucks for the month. On top of that, you can get up to 50% off add-on products of your choice when you add it to your trial. This is one of the best offers you're gonna see, so get it before it's gone. That's Geology, Geologie. Thank you to Geology for sponsoring this video. For many, many years, my go-to white rum for cocktails was Plantation 3-Star, which actually changed their name to Plantaray. That rum is a blend of rums from 3 different islands, Barbados, Trinidad, and Jamaica. Made by Maison Ferrand, which is a cognac maker in France. But then I found the Saison Pale, which is another rum made by French cognac makers. It's made by two brothers, Jerome and Lillian Tissandier. Their family's been distilling cognac for 130 years. They have a lot of expertise in that. So in 2017, they decided to apply all of that distilling of cognac knowledge, all that 130 years of cumulative knowledge that their family has. The rum is a 3-island blend, 20% from Jamaica, 35% from Trinidad, and 45% from Barbados. These rums are all separately aged in ex-bourbon casks in their country of origin. Then they are shipped off to France and blended. It's really nice floral and fruity. It's a nice tropical blend. It has that Jamaican hogo, but at 20%, it's not overpowering, and it goes in a wide variety of both classic and tropical drinks. A couple years ago, you'd find it for about $17.99. Now it's $22, which is pretty gosh darn good for a Workhorse bottle today. Beefeater has long been my workhorse bottle. It really has. At $17 to $20 for a 750, you really can't beat it. And it is just a very nice, supremely traditional example of London dried gin. That said, we have ignored brokers for a long time, and we really shouldn't have. Broker's was created in 1998 by two brothers, Andy and Martin Dawson. It's comprised of 10 different botanicals, and it's all the same usual suspects of the botanicals that you like to find in gin. You've got juniper, coriander, orris, nutmeg, cassia bark, angelica root, licorice, cinnamon, lemon peel, orange peel. That's what you get. The citruses are steeped for 24 hours in a neutral spirit that is comprised of wheat, I believe. So it's nice and velvety, and it is pot still gin. It's also produced in Birmingham, even though it has a little tiny bowler hat souvenir that you get with the bottle. And it's obviously a stockbroker, a London stockbroker on the label, but it is made in Birmingham. The flavor profile is a lot like Beefeater. It is a London dry gin, but it is a little bit heavier on the juniper, and it also is almost like an intensified flavor profile, where Beefeater is going to be a little bit lighter. You're going to get really get a lot of the botanicals very strongly in the Broker's gin. It goes with a wide variety of cocktails. You know, it's got a very nice big citrus flavor profile, so it's going to go very well in shaken drinks that feature citrus. But then again, it performs really well. Some people think it outperforms Beefeater in a martini. Although I'd say that this gin is very versatile, it is a little bit heavier on the botanicals, so just keep that in mind. But it is a steal at $22 a bottle, so pick one up and make some martinis. And then make some with Beefeater and try them, and then tell me in the comments how you like it. So another Workhorse bottle that has made its way into the rotation of late is Old Forester. The 100 proof Old Forester trades places for the bonded Old Grandad. So this is a mash bill of 72% corn, 18% rye, and 10% malted barley. So it has a ton of corn in its mash bill, and you're gonna get all of those lovely bourbon flavors that you like, but it's at 100 proof, so it still stands up in cocktails that need, you know, kind of bigger flavor profile. Old Grandad has 9% less corn and 9% more rye, so you're gonna have a little bit higher spice in that Old Grandad, which I do like. But if you want a softer bourbon that's really gonna hit you over the head with baking spices and maple syrup and all of those good bourbony notes, the Old Forester is where you're gonna get that. And is it any surprise that the Workhorse rye is Old Forester 100 proof rye? It shouldn't be, and I'll tell you why. So usually my Workhorse is Rittenhouse, which is a lovely rye. The thing about Rittenhouse is that it is a high corn rye. I like to call it bourbon lover's rye. Old Forester is 65% rye, so it's higher rye, and then it's also 20% malted barley, which is kind of an anomaly in whiskey making in the United States. So malted barley is usually added to the mash bill because it aids in fermentation. It adds enough sugar to get the proper fermentation that you need for whiskey. Usually whiskeys go from like 6 to 12% malted barley in their makeup, but with the 20% malted barley, you get a rye that has those rye notes, right? It's got that breadiness and it's got that yeastiness, that rye flavor that you taste along with the spice, but then it also has softer notes of caramel and cornbread, which I believe is from the malted barley, or it could be from the malted barley. It is relatively rare to find high percentages of malted barley in whiskeys in America. There are some companies like Woodford and stuff that are doing something similar. And then of course there is a 15% corn in this makeup. So whereas the Rittenhouse goes for high corn and is versatile for that reason, when I want to use something that has that more rye flavor, then it has some of those softer notes, possibly from the malted barley, I like to hit up the Old Forester 100 proof at $23 a bottle, at 24 bucks a bottle. It's still a steal. I mean, we're not going to have those like very many of those like $16 to $20 bottles anymore. I think Old Grandad is even up above 20 bucks at this point, where it was $19.99 a few years ago. You know, 23 bucks a bottle is a steal. I don't know how to say the name of this brandy in French. Is it like Saint Louis or is it Saint Louis? It is a new addition to the Workhorse line here in the studio. This is something that we will be, from here on out, using quite a bit. It is a brandy made in France. It's not cognac, it is brandy. Made in the 19th century style, so it's just like this French brandy. It was developed with bartenders, for bartenders, to help them more accurately recreate historic recipes. It is 10 eau de vies blended and aged between 3 and 10 years in New Limousin oak. It is phenomenally fruity. It's really big on the flavor profile. I think a lot of my complaints about brandy just in general, especially cheaper brandies, is that they are a bit watery and you know, the flavor profile gets washed out. You get a lot of those barrel notes, but then you also get a lot of fruitiness and a little touch of sweetness on the finish. Although I say traditionalism sucks in cocktails, you know, saying that like trying to recreate the most traditional recipe isn't always the best way, especially since we have progressed in the last 200-300 years and we have, uncovered better techniques. It is fun to try and recreate old recipes, and I love it when spirits companies recreate old defunct products so that you can get within 10 degrees of accuracy in these old recipes. What I love about cocktails so much is that they are kind of time machines, but then when you do that, it's like a real time machine where you're actually stepping back in time and tasting pretty much what they would have drank back in the day, which is an exciting thing, I think, if you're into history and you like booze. So I love this product. I think it's great, and I'm going to, and it cost $23, even better. And the last bottles that we have for you today are a twofer. One of them is a bottle that I've been using for a long time and was featured in the last Workhorse video. And then one of them is just something that I want to call your attention to, but I have to tell you that although this video is not sponsored at all, we were given this bottle for review. So just so you know, it was given to us for free. So Tequila Arete is a tequila that comes from the Orendan family, which has a legacy in tequila production dating all the way back to the 1900s. The distillery was reestablished in 1978, and then the brand was officially introduced to the public in 1986. It honors the victory of the horse, Arete, which you see right there on the label, ridden by, I hope I pronounced this correctly, Humberto Mariles at the 1948 London Olympics. The victory was the very first and only time that Mexico won a gold in equestrian jumping, and so it is commemorated here on this bottle. Now, what makes this tequila special? It is additive free, and it is traditionally made, and it is $22 a bottle. You cannot, in this climate, with tequila graduating in price and rarity, find anything for less, which is as good quality, 100% puro de agave. So you're just not gonna find a better deal. It goes fantastically in every single cocktail. What I'd like to introduce you to is a tequila that I have recently been introduced to. It's Tequila El Velo, which was conceived in collaboration with second generation master distiller Carlos Hernandez Ramos of La Confraida, in collaboration with, so it's this distiller, in collaboration with bartenders to create a tequila that makes the very best tequila cocktails. So El Velo translates to the veil, which is referencing the ash-covered Tequila Valley after a volcanic eruption that happened 200,000 years ago or something. It created this unique soil profile where El Velo's agave is grown. So El Velo is also completely traditionally produced, and it is said that the volcanic soil really gives the agaves a very specific flavor profile. And it was, again, made to make the very best tequila cocktails. On the palate, it is nice and bright. It's a little bit hot at 98 proof. There is this smell of like the caramelized sugar of the agave that you smell inside a distillery, and you get that scent and flavor profile along with heavy citrus notes and then also those roasted agave notes. It's just like an incredibly nice sipping tequila. I'm happy that it was developed from this master distiller in connection with bartenders to figure out a product that really does very well in cocktails and is developed for cocktails, which happens more often these days. And there are 2 bottles in this lineup that has happened with, but it doesn't happen all that often. So it's nice when it does. And it's even better when when the product is incredible. This thing retails at about $45 a bottle. So it's gonna be a little bit more expensive or twice as expensive as the Aretes. So if you want something great and you're on a budget, the Tequila Arete should be your choice, but I highly recommend the El Velo if you can find it. And yeah, I don't know, go drink it. At the end of these videos, I feel like I start to ramble because I'm looking for a button. But the button should just be go out, find some of these bottles, comment below and tell me how you feel about them if you have experience with them, and go make some cocktails, and see you on another time.